that the way you walk when you walk over there? All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Thursday, a full Friday, September 15th. Hope you have yourself a good start to your Thursday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by bullpenpicks.com. Sign up today, and you want to follow the top pickers each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. You can see Magnum's had a really good day at 10-5, R55 at 8-7. Yours truly went 5-5, and there's Reg went 8-7. And folks, you want to Reg went 8-7 the 26th of August. So come on, Reg, get with it. Hey, start putting your picks in again, Reg, at bullpenpicks.com, and get a gold glove. Anytime you do a perfect night or perfect day, you get a gold glove. Only one gold glove this year. That's how hard it is to be perfect on baseball this season. And baseball is a tough sport to handicap. But bullpenpicks.com is where you want to check it out. Also, don't forget, you still got time. You can sign up still. You don't have access to the grand prize, but if you go 7-0 at the World Series of handicapping, you will win a free one-year membership right here at atsstats.com. Sign up today. It's free. Make 7 picks each and every week. And what you want to do, once you make your selections, you rate those selections 1 unit to 7 units, 7 being your strongest one. And the player with the most amount of units at the end of the season will win this beautiful Barron Championship ring, courtesy of the World Series of Handicapping.com website. All right, good morning, everybody. How you doing? I hope you're having a good start to your day. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It's a beautiful sunny day here in the nation's capital. It's about, 21 degrees here, and hopefully it's nice and sunny where you're at. Hope you had a good night last night. We're looking forward to today's show. Today's Thursday, so you know what that means. Ross the Boss Benjamin will be chiming in at 11 o'clock Eastern, and it's always fun to talk with Ross. Ross and I go way back to the I don't want to say good old days. That means we're old, but yeah, probably the good old days. But yeah, Ross Benjamin will be in. We'll be talking about the college football game he wants to talk about today. And also he wants to talk about NFL on Sunday. And the game that Ross wants to talk about is the game involving the Ravens and Dolphins. So you want to tune in at 11 o'clock as Ross the Boss and I will break down some of the games. And then we'll talk maybe a little bit of baseball. See if Ross has followed up. I'm sure he has followed up on baseball. And we'll talk about those pennant races going down the stretch, and looking forward always to talking to Ross Benjamin. All right, folks, let me say here, good morning, a little roll call. Hey, as you can see, it's no soundbite Thursday as I'm using that software. So anytime you're tuning in, you're saying, hey, Ron, where's the Ric Flair? Where's all these, can we have fun? And I want winners. Well, it's a soundbite free Thursday because I'm using a different version of the software that I normally podcast with. And the reason why I do that is because the Streamlabs doesn't allow you to bring guests. So I got to use this other software, which is still good, and maybe give a break to the people who are annoyed about my sound bites. Hey, like my wife, she hates them, I think. I don't know. She goes, you got to take it easy on those sound bites. That's what people love that. To me, that's the humor of the show. Hey, what do you guys? Do you agree or disagree? Hey, I'm not going to disagree with my wife. That's for sure. All right. Today shall be a great day. 100% says F. F stands for fantastic. Good morning, F. Hope you're having a good. I saw you're on the West Coast there. You doing the baseball tour? You going to all the games? And yeah, so stay safe out there, F. And thanks for tuning in each and every day. You are a loyal friend to the show, and I appreciate you. A super Thursday to all. Week 2 of the NFL action kicks off. A must-see thriller tonight, but only if you have Amazon Prime. Oh, really? In the States, you got to have Amazon Prime to watch the game. I know in Canada, I think we get it on TSN or. I got the Zone, so yeah. In Canada, we use the Zone, DAZN, and yeah, so it's a good software. Good morning, Eric. Tongue Tied's in the house. Tongue Tied 89, and good morning, everyone. Brent Vianney. Good morning, Brent. James S. Woo! Gives us a little Ric Flair right there. Tongue Tied and Big Brent. What's up, fellas? Says F. James. Tick tick tick. Boom. Yeah, let's go. If you're with me, give me two claps. Ric Flair. Woo! Tick tick tick. Boom. And Bo is in the house. Bo Jackson's in the house. And I'm thinking Bo Jackson's pretty happy because his Blue Jays won last night. Who else is in the house? We got Boss Hog, the General Lee car, is in the house. And John X, I think John X is a fellow Ottawan, eh, John? So don't disagree with the wifey, Ron. You'll be sleeping with Rusty. Yeah, the old doghouse, eh? Well, you know what? It's 21 degrees, so it wouldn't be that bad. In the winter, it would be not too good. James S., there's no multiples ways of watching it, says James S. And John Peresco, woo! Welcome back, John. And I know he's still probably pissed that he's still blocked with his the Nature Boy username, right? All right. So the Ramblers and Gamblers are stumbling and tumbling into the bullpen. That's what we call our chat box. And folks, if you are new to the Rain Report and this is the first time you're watching the show, why not just head into the bullpen, say hi to everybody, say, hey, long time, first time, you know how they say it. And yeah, yep, I'm in Ottawa, says John X. It's getting cold. Yeah, it is getting cold. You know, normally around 10 o'clock, I like to go outside and walk around with Rusty. And I said, man, it's getting cold out here today. But yeah, you're right, John. It is getting cold. Normally I have my coffee to warm me up, but I didn't bring it in this morning. Hey, trying to do this show on 1 cup only. I can't go in 2 cups because I'll get too jittery. All right, let me see here. Who else is in the house? James S., we already said. But yeah, tune into the bullpen. And don't forget to be a member of the, if you want to support the site, and you'll get a star beside your name. How come I've seen all these members here that have been here a long time don't have a star beside their name? Come on, guys. Hey, support the site. Let's get a little support action going here today on a Thursday, September 15th. Got a great show lined up for you guys. As always, we're going to talk about the SPI, the market index. We're going to go through the VPP, the value percentage play, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the new front page. This is, to me, is a game changer. I think this is a game changer in the industry. And the reason, don't like talking about business because it's a sports betting show, and never want to tip your hand on what your strategy is against fellow competitors, right? But I think this front page is a game changer. I think with the evolution of the internet, and if you follow the cryptocurrency, you know that Ethereum had the successful merge. So congrats to all the developers yesterday on that's nerve-wracking. Anybody who's deals in technology or websites or especially coding, man, one little bug can just throw a wrench in the mix. But that's a big accomplishment for the Ethereum community. But again, when you go to a website, and I'm not going to pick on any website or just let's say ESPN. I'm not picking on them, but I'm just giving you an example. When you get to a big website like ESPN and you get to the front page, there's like 50 stories, right? Which story you're really gonna click on, right? It's just like it's a confusion when you get there, right? Well, one of the best analogy I ever read in the book is about marketing, and it was talking about a little. Here goes Ron's rant again, but it was talking about a fruit store. It was like a farm boy, right? A wholesale, and when you go in there, and on normally when you go to these little stores, they have like a table, and they'll have like displays of things that they're going to buy, right? And one of the displays, I think he was talking about like strawberry jam. It was jams, right? And he goes, why would you put 10 to 15 different jams and then have people sit there for like 10 minutes and just, analyze all these jams when you can just put 2 of them, okay? Either you put raspberry jam or strawberry jam, and then people have a choice, right? And that's the way I think if you build a website, that's the mentality you got to have, right? You don't want to have a website full of stuff where your people go to your front page and they're getting all confused. And I think less is more. I know I said I'm going to get a t-shirt that says that less is more. And it's so true. And it involves anything in life, right? It doesn't even have to be a website. But if you go to the new website, to make a long story short, less is more here on the website. And if you go to the website now, we give you our top 25 sports betting option. And the thing I love about this is that it's not always the favorite, right? Doesn't give you all the favorite. And we list our A, B, and C type teams. It gives you the odds, the opponent they're playing, the cycle which they're in, which we always talk about here on the Raymond Report. SOS, which stands for strength of schedule. How does Calgary or say Florida Atlantic plays against those A, B, and C type teams in the Raymond Report? The streaks, right? We're always talking about if a team's on a winning streak. Straight up, what's the record on the year? Home, away. The DMVI, which stands for Daily Market Value Index, and the CAL, the chance of winning the percentage play. And to me, in a snapshot, boom, as John Madden would say, boom. That's where you can have a quick snapshot. And I think it was Malcolm Gladwell that said that every decision that you make it's done within 7 seconds, right? So when you come here and you see, like, say, Calgary, your decision process of maybe analyzing that game is already, subconsciously recorded and made within the 7 seconds, right? When you see something like that, or maybe not 100%, but a good percentage, right? Maybe 72.7%, who knows? But yeah, so check it out, atsstats.com. And in the pull down menu, if you go to say MLB, it'll give you the all the top 25 or top 16, because we don't have a lot of games here today, only 8 games. There's Rusty. You can hear him in the background. Hey, speaking of underdogs, there's right on cue, good old Rusty. But yeah, so check it out, MLB. Also, you can go to CFL, you can go college football and the NFL. But NFL, you got to wait till a little bit more data into the weeks in the system, and then we'll have more. It'll be more clear once we get normally 3 games in the system. Then you can see who's who in the zoo. And these power ratings will get a little bit better. Speaking of power rating, I know I'm getting a little bit off topic here. I was thinking about this last night, and every time I get these thoughts, I say, I got to talk about this or I won't never talk about it. And maybe it's the poll question of the day. Do you guys do power ratings? Do you do power ratings? Like, one of my power ratings is the NFL playmaker chart, right? You can see the Tom Brady right here, the playmaker chart. So let me go to my playmaker chart right here. And what I do is I call it the triplet factor, right? So it's about quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers. And I also throw in kickers because, they're people too, right? Hey, like that old commercial. But it equals trust. And remember in the 90s, the triplets of Aikman, Smith, and Aikman, Smith, and Irving. Those were triplet factors, right? Those were, when you look at a game, those 3 components, the receivers, quarterback, and the running back, make a major contribution to a football game, right? And to me, the triplet factor, and I rate these triplet factors, right? So long story short, getting to your power ratings, right? Here's the thing. Do you change your power ratings every week? I don't think it's a good idea. I think that you should change your power ratings every 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm still debating, things, when you're in R&D, right? Research and development mode, you're saying, okay, what's the right number, right? Is 3 the right number? Is 4 the right number? But I think when you're doing power ratings, because in game 1, like say you're 1 week you're playing like the Baltimore Ravens, but the next week you could be playing the Atlanta Falcons, right? So the power ratings could vary from game to game. And this is why I think a 3-game evaluation, I think that's when you should make your power ratings adjustments. I don't think you should make your power ratings adjustments every week. I think you need to make them every 3 to 4 weeks. What do you guys think? You guys agree with that philosophy? Because you do a power rating 1 week, but you're probably facing the top team, right? An A-type team in the Raymond Report, or you're facing a C-type team. But I think if you give that team 3 games, I think that you'll have a better understanding or better output of your power ratings. And I think that's one way you should look at it. Anyway, always bringing the pearls here on and the thing, maybe sometimes you had a nice chat the other day with somebody, and I said, you know what? Sometimes you got to agree to disagree. And the volume need volumes to measure, says Isaiah. Yeah, 100%. You need more volume to measure. I thought you were talking about the mic volume. I was like, technology with the new software. But yeah, you need volume, right? I agree 100%. And this is why I think power ratings in football should be done maybe every 3 to 4 weeks. I'm going to evaluate it and check it out. And again, 26 years of doing this, I'm always getting the hamsters running in the wheel upstairs, right? That's what you got to do. If you want to be a good show, you want to be good or you want to be great, right? What's that book? Good to Great. Well, I want to get good. I want to get great. I don't want to be good. All right, let's get on with the show. And agree, Ron. Need volume. Like and shared, says Real Deal Prime. Hey, the Prime's in the house. How you doing there, Real Deal? And Scott's in the house. Check your Discord messages. Happy Full Friday, all. Let's get a great day. Mitchell Watson's in the house. Good morning, Mitchell. And yeah, let's get after it today. All right, let's get to the golden rules of sports betting. And hopefully you guys are on board with the Raymond Report. And if this is your very first time listening to the show, make sure to subscribe. And if you like the show, hit the like button. But if you're wondering what exactly is the Raymond Report, I keep hearing them talk about this Raymond Report tip sheet. What is it about? It's a tip sheet. It's basically a philosophy that evaluates value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and I use a very disciplined money management system You can find the Raymond Report each and every day right here at atsstats.com. Throughout the show today, you're going to hear me talk about A, B, and C-type teams. A-type teams are teams with a record of 60% or higher. B-type teams are teams with a 50 to 59.9. And C-type teams, those are teams with a 49 or lower win percentage. And you know the rules. Hey, rules are rules. I don't bet on C-type teams unless it's for beer and pizza money. Also, you're going to hear me talk about performance cycles, teams that are bullish, neutral, or bearish, and teams that are bullish 3-0 in football, teams that are neutral 1-2, 2-1, and teams that are bearish 0-3. And the top 10 commandments. See, this is what I hate when I don't have my sound bites. I feel like I'm doing the show naked here without my sound bites here. But anyways, thou shalt not avoid betting big money on C-type teams in the Raymond Report. Number 2, never lay points. I'll take the points, but I'll bet the money line, or I'll take the over-under when I'm betting on sports. And I don't really bet a lot of over-unders. And you know the reason why. I've told you guys the reason why is when you're betting on sports, with all the potpourri of things that you can bet on now, I think that it's just, you need time. And if I'm going to bet on totals, I'm going to have to dedicate a lot more time to finding an edge, right? It's about finding that edge. Never bet on doubleheader games in baseball. It's one of my golden rules. There's too much going on. You don't know who's in. You don't know what's happening in game number 1, how it's going to affect the bullpen in game number 2. Follow a disciplined money management system. Never force a pick because you need action on the game. Never. Why? It's against the rules. Never chase a losing bet on a bad day. Yeah, rule number 6. Bet with your wallet, not your heart. You're trying to beat the number, and you're not playing fantasy sports, right? The one thing you got to understand in sports betting, it's not the Chargers against the Chiefs tonight. It might be on the field, but off the field, it's your number against the bookmaker's number, and I don't care about, at the end of the day, I just care about beating their number. All right, never bet against an A-type team who's bullish at home. Rule number 8. The 24-hour rule of betting, take a day off after a big win. So let's say you scored a big 10-team parlay, a 5-team parlay, and you cashed in a nice ticket. Take 24 hours. Take the next 24 hours off. Go buy something, invest it, but just do not go and give it right back the next day, right? Rule number 9. And rule number 10, never bet teams in a bearish cycles because you got to let them work it right out, right? Let them work it out. All right, let me see what you guys are saying right now. It's the Raymond Bible. That's my answer for them, says John X. I love it. Real deal, CA, Canadian. Rays been given a ton of runs late. Yeah, you know what? I had the Rays yesterday. A little disappointed, but September baseball. This is September baseball, and we talked about this yesterday ad nauseum throughout the show. This is where in September you distinguish and you separate the pretenders from the contenders, right? The pretenders, they're going to fade out. The contenders, they're going to fight. It depends what teams want to do. You want to fight or you just want to mail it in, right? Mailing it in. Some of the teams are mailing it in right now. All right. I don't know. I'm looking at the screen right now. It looks like my shirt, because there's these holes. It's giving me probably giving you guys seasick here. Hey, I'm seeing like I got holes in my golf shirt here. All right, throwing off track here. Bo Jackson, let's go Jays. Yeah, Bo's there. I bet you Bo's got his face painted with all Blue Jay stuff on right now. Hey, Bo, you're probably all ready to go to the game today, and you're body paint all over. You got all the Blue Jays. Hey, you got the double blue going there. Hey, Bo, I know you do, Bo. Hey, we know you do. You're wearing double blue right now, aren't you? All right, go Jays, go. There she is, Gloria K. Hey, put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers, and Gloria K is in the house. Good morning, bullpen from Indianapolis. Rise and grind, eh? Rise and grind. Let's go get those winners today. I'll take the Jays today as well. I'll be at the game. Hopefully, Gossman gets me 5 Ks, says Bo Jackson. All right, there's our money management system, and you can use it each and every day right here at atsstats.com. All right, let's go feed the ponies. And normally this is where I play my horse racing. Hey, see, I'm all thrown off. Like in this show, it's a routine, right? And my mental muscle is just like I'm programmed. I'm triggered to go get the horse racing soundbite right there, but we don't have it. So we'll just carry on. And in 9 minutes, Ross the Boss Benjamin will be on the show, and me and Ross will break down some games for you guys. All right, Churchill Down is the free tip sheet of the day today for a Thirsty Thursday, a full Friday, as Mark Nation would say, for September 15. And race number 1 today at Churchill Downs that's Lexington, Kentucky, isn't it? It's a $10,000 maiden claiming race, 5 p.m. post time, 116 miles on the dirt, in race number 1. And we are going to recommend the Fort 1-3 in race number 1 today at Churchill Downs. Thatch with Garcia in the saddle. Garcia is 36% in the money. Last 100 races, 6-1 morning line on the 4-horse Thatch. Got a nice one here in the place position. AC's Analyzer with Gilligan in the saddle. I wonder if Skipper's right behind it. Number 1, AC's Analyzer. Gilligan is 20-1 morning line. And the number 3, Blunder, Morales in the saddle on the 3-horse Blunder, 4-1 morning line. And looking at the Joker selection, the number 2 horse, Star Entertainer, Gutierrez, 27% in the money, his last 100 races. And the number 2 horse, Star Entertainer, is a 6-1 morning line winner, hopefully. All right, so if I'm going to play this one here today, guys, I'm going to go with Garcia, the number 4 horse Thatch at 6-1. This way, if you have a $20 budget, put 10 to win, 10 to place on the 4 horse. That's what I call my double Dutch betting system in horse racing. And this way, if the number 4 horse comes in first, you get paid twice. He comes in the second, you get paid once, which is also nice. And hopefully you guys have a beautiful day today at Churchill Downs. And a little shout out to all the horse people in the industry, horsemen and horsewomen who do a fine job in the horse racing industry. It's a tough job. Hey, it's one of those jobs 7 days a week, right? Where you're taking care of horses and those beautiful animals. And hopefully you guys support the horse racing industry each and every day. And we do here because that's why it's always the top of the morning on our show. All right, let's get to the SBI and the sports betting index and what we do here in the SBI. Now, sometimes, when you work alone and I don't want to, pump my tires or, just pat myself on the back or anything like that. I'll just let this video do the talking right here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me just play this right here. This was the SBI yesterday. We talked about the favorites coming in on Tuesday, right? Oh, turn it up. I don't know if you guys can hear that. If you look at the 7-day average, 57.7. So you know what North Peterson's saying, eh? Can you guys hear that? Having a pretty good run here at 42.3. Now it's not a huge percentage, but it's 2% higher than the season average. And so maybe the underdogs is where you want to maybe pay attention today. All right. So yesterday I talked about during the SBI, and the reason why I brought that video is to prove to you guys that the theory works. And when you follow the show and you listen to the SBI, the sports betting index, and you think about this. Think about micro and macro, right? A micro environment is each team is a micro situation. The macro is the league. And yesterday, from a macro environment on the 7-day average, 55.1% of the favorites have come in. Well, the last 7 days. But yesterday, I said, you know what? It might be a good day for the underdogs. And sure enough, it wasn't a great day, but it was a good day. If you bet underdogs yesterday, you had a good day. 8 and 7 for the favorites. So 47% of the underdogs have won yesterday. And when you look at the year average, 40.7. So we're talking a 7% difference here. And this is why when you watch this show and you're wondering, okay, is today going to be a favorite day? Is it going to be an underdog day? This is why the SBI is so important, because what happens in the stock market, right? Well, you're probably getting killed right now if you're in the stock market. So maybe it's a bad analogy. Hey, and there goes Rusty with another underdog. Doesn't want to talk about the stock market. But the thing is, what goes up must come down, right? If the favorites are coming in at a high clip like they have been since August 29th, you're going to get a cycle of underdogs. So this is why when you watch the show and you're doing your handicapping, this is why it gives you a good idea when it could be a good time to pull the trigger on those underdogs, right? And when you're really hot like this, then it's just the only thing you can really control is how many units you're going to put, right? And you know what, Gloria K, I know you're listening. If you look at the top of the show now, I took Gloria K's advice yesterday. And if you go to our YouTube channel and teach, win, repeat. Hey, do you like that, Gloria K? And whoever came up with this, maybe I got to give you a contract here or something, because now it's part of our motto: teach, win, repeat. So each and every day we're teaching like a football coach does. Hey, hopefully we're winning. Hey, I don't want to put teach, lose, repeat, because then that's not, I can't market that. But teach, win, repeat, and that's what we do here each and every day. Speaking of yesterday, 4-11. Yeah, Gloria K loves it. Yeah, it was me. There you go, Gloria. We got you. Hey, Gloria, I'm gonna hire you. You got some great ideas. Hey, Gloria K's got some great ideas. All right, 4-11 to the under. So good day. Wow, look at this. Okay, let's go back to hey, let's get our teaching hat on and look at the last 3 days in Major League Baseball. Look at all the unders cashing in, and you know what that tells me? Pennant race time, right? All pitching, teams want to get to the pennant race. On the 3-day average, 71.3% of the unders have cashed in so far the last 3 days in Major League Baseball. So what does that tell us, guys? To me, it tells me that I'm going to lay off my units, and is this going to keep going on forever, right? Well, here's where you got to take out your crystal ball and you say, okay, what do I see today for September 15? Like we've had here, 28 unders and 10, 12 overs the last 3 days. Is today another day that's going to be under, or is it going to be over? We don't know, right? But the only thing you can really control is how much units you're going to play and bet on, right? But keep in mind, my gauge is a 7-day average. But this is a good indicator to maybe say, okay, you know what? All the unders are coming in baseball, and on the 7-day average, we're pretty neutral. Maybe it's another day for an under. Maybe it could be another day for an under, but with only 8 games on the schedule, you got to be very, very picky picking your games, right? Bears and Bulls report. I thought, did I already take this out this morning? No, maybe not, eh? All right, let me go to my Bears and Bulls, and let me see if my good friend Ross, the boss Benjamin, is in the house yet. I don't know if you can hear me, Ross. Are you there? No, not yet. Okay. But Ross will come in a few minutes. Maybe I'll check my emails. I know we had a little bit of trouble last week, but Ross, the boss, will be in the house there in a few minutes, and we'll get to today. Hey, Ross had a good week in college football last week. I'll show you guys that in a minute. All right, SBI time, the Bears and Bulls report. I might take the under in the first of 5 of the Jays games, says Bo Jackson. Less is more, says Isaiah. Amen. Amen to that. Me too, Gloria. Quotes and models over books for me. I like models, coach. Always thinking of new ones. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Keep it up because I love that one. Gloria's newest ATS member. No, Gloria's always been an ATS member. Hey, she's always been a ATS. Teach, lose, repeat. Limbo says, yeah, teach, lose, repeat. No, we don't want that. Teach, win, repeat. Hey, but you might get the odd loss in there too, right? Hey, as long as we don't put a S at the end of that, as long as we don't do a plural. Hey, losses. I don't want to do teach, losses, repeat. Hey, I don't mind the odd loss like last night, but we don't want losing to become a habit, right? We want winning to become a habit. Hey, there's another motto right there. All right, let me see here. I'm waiting for the Bears and Bulls report to tune in, and let me see if Ross, the boss. Oh, there he is. How you doing, Ross?
Hey, what's going on?
There he is, Ross, the boss, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, right on, buddy.
How's everything?
Things are great.
I was listening to you for a couple minutes there, and the over and under on the word "a." I'm going to make it over 100 on today's show.
Yeah. I don't think the SBI would carry that Vegas.
Canadian guys, man, you're the best.
I know. Yeah. And you know what? When I went on my honeymoon, and we met a couple from Buffalo, and that's the one thing they always talk about. But you know what Americans do all the time? Like we say "a." Yeah. Americans go, huh?
Yeah. We all have our idiosyncrasies, man.
Yeah. Awesome. Hey, Ross, have you been following baseball?
You know what? I got to be honest with you. I always back off of baseball a lot through the month of September, only because there's so many meaningless games, Ron, as you know, teams that are way out of contention and playing teams that are in contention. There's been money lines have been astronomical all year to the favorites. And no, to be honest with you, to answer your question very simply, no, I haven't followed it as much as I do before football starts. How's that?
Okay. Yeah, no, it's just right now, this is a fun time of year, right?
Yeah.
You got NFL, you got college football, baseball. Now that it's real season, right?
Yeah.
You got a handful of teams. This pennant race in the American League East is going to be a lot of fun. Whoever's going to win the National League East between the Mets and the Braves, it's also going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, looking forward to that. But
both teams are slumping right now. I mean, the Mets just came off being swept at home by the Cubs. What's up with that, Ron?
Wow. You know what?
We failed them miserably in that series.
Yeah, and I talked about this week with the bullpen, and I said, from a psychology point of view, and you played sports your whole life too.
Yeah.
When you send your ace, it's like what my comparison was this. And I'm just going to put you on this screen here because I keep looking. I don't know if there we go. All right, so I compared in hockey. When if you ever played hockey, beer league hockey, or competitive hockey, when you're starting goalies in, it's like nobody talks about it. Everybody just you play. As soon as the backup goalie goes in, all of a sudden it's like, okay, one man in, everybody 3-man back, and it's that mindset,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
the backup is in, and
Yeah.
the backups they're good, but it's just they don't play as much as the starter, right? And
Yeah.
when Jacob DeGrom got rocked, I don't know if he got rocked, but they lost the other night. To me, but to their credit, when they played the Dodgers a couple of weeks ago, they won that series 2 out of 3. So we'll see. Hey, it's September baseball, right? It's a great time.
All I know is if Scherzer and DeGrom are healthy, regardless of that bad outing in his previous start that you just alluded to, they're going to be awfully tough to beat, especially if they get in a wild card series. If they don't win a division, it's a best of 3, and they'll be hosting that series. And if you could throw DeGrom and Scherzer right out of the box in a 3-game series, they're going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, 100%. And your sound there?
I'm here.
Okay, yeah. I saw you talking. I said, I didn't hear a sound. You're absolutely right. Like I was thinking about that the other day. Like in baseball, you look at the 3-man rotation for a series, and you're like, okay, we got Berrios, Gosman, and Manoah, and I just hope we don't face like Scherzer, DeGrom.
The problem with Berrios is he's terrible on the road and he's solid at home. Gosman, he's been consistent, and Manoah, he's one of those guys when he gets on a roll, he could be awfully tough. So, and Toronto's really not hit the way they have in years past. So we'll see,
Yeah, no, you're right. And I think, I think people have figured out each player. Like I know Bo Bichette's on fire right now. Like, Vladdy just hit his first home run in a few, in a week or something like that last night. But it's going to be absolutely a fun month of September, October. But hey, Ross, you had a pretty good week last week in college football. I was looking at your plays last week, and good week last week in college football. Let me see here. You had Houston Cougars. Was that the week before? I mean, let me just go. Air Force
last week. Yeah.
Houston, Texas Longhorn.
Yeah.
You had Georgia Panthers, State Panthers. The only loss I really see was Northwestern. I think you won like 4
and I lost my top play on Pittsburgh, who was plus 6.5, and they lost by 7 in overtime. So that was a tough one.
Yeah, tough one there. But you know what? You just like me, you had the Steelers, you had the Giants, you had the Vikings. Arizona. Are you concerned about Arizona right now?
I would be. I mean, I think their problems are more internal than they are in terms of talent. I mean, something just doesn't seem right there. I don't think Cliff Kingsbury's an NFL head coach. Look at this guy. If you go look at his resume at Texas Tech, he couldn't even win there. They were 5-7 when Patrick Mahomes was a senior quarterback there. So I'm not sold on him, Ron. And I was sort of surprised. Look, I wasn't shocked they lost to Kansas City, but I was surprised in the manner in which they did so. They just their defense, no resistance whatsoever to that high-powered offense of Kansas City, and their offense was really disappointing as well. So yeah, I'd be really concerned if I'm an Arizona fan.
All right, yeah, you know what? I was talking about this morning. Like power rating. Do you do power ratings?
I don't.
No?
I really never did, Ron. I never saw a reason to. I trust the odds makers' power ratings more than anything. If I do look at power ratings, I've never created them myself, if that's what you're asking. I always, when I need to or feel compelled to, I'll go to Jeff Sagarin's ratings, which I think are really good. So anyway.
Yeah. No, I was talking this morning. I have a thing called the Playmaker chart, and what I do, it goes back to I don't know if you heard me at the top of the show. It goes back to the Dallas Cowboy years when they had Aikman, Smith, and Irving. And me and a buddy, we always talk, and he called it the triplet factor. And I said, you know what? You're right. When you look at a football game, who's the triplets, who's the quarterback, running back, and receivers that are going to make an impact on that game, right? And I have this power rating of triplets, and I was talking with the bullpen this morning and saying, you know what, power ratings I don't think should be updated every week, because 1 week you're playing Baltimore, the next week you're playing Atlanta, and then obviously I think in power ratings there needs to be a cycle of when you update your cycle of power
I
ratings.
think it should be every 4 games, be honest
Four,
with you.
that's your number 4. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I was
You're
on the
right.
fence
I
of
mean,
3.
Ron, just think about when's the biggest overreaction occur between week 1 and week 2, right?
Yeah, absolutely. See, that's what they get. Hey, people listen to the show, they get the pearls, baby. Hey, we just give them the pearls.
Is a bullpen actually a person?
No, the bullpen is our chat box.
Okay.
Yeah. So all the ramblers and gamblers.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the big ragu turned into the bullpen.
You'd be chasing me around the block for ever calling back.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, but hey, anybody in the bullpen have a question for Ross the Boss Benjamin right here? Just throw it into the chat box and I'll get it to Ross. And I know Ross will give you guys an answer.
Ron, last week, 5-2 in college football, 4-2 in the NFL, 10-star top player in the New York Giants that you had as well, I believe. Nice when those top plays are underdogs and they win straight up. And 9-4 start to the college football season. So it's going good.
Yeah, no, you know what, it's a good start. And this weekend we got how many? You got a lot of games this weekend also?
Well, right now at ATSstats.com, I got tonight's NFL game up. I got the winning side and the Chargers and the Chiefs. And then I have tomorrow's college football game between Florida State and Louisville. I got the winning side there. And I'll have probably around 5 selections on Saturday and similar on Sunday. But those are not posted yet, and I haven't posted anywhere on Saturday and Sunday yet. So yet to come.
Yep, absolutely. And you've been this that's a long time like I have, and it's this it's the consistency.
I hate admitting that, but yes.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is your consistency of delivering winners is just phenomenal.
Well,
all right,
thank you, Ron.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy. Looking at this weekend's game, you got Fresno State traveling to Southern Cal. Now, with Southern Cal coming off that win last week, 41-28, and Oregon State beating Fresno State last weekend. How you what's your approach to this one here this weekend, Ross?
Yeah, I mean, here's what I'm looking at, Ron. USC's looked awfully good, and I predicted they could be a sleeper to get to the college football 14 playoff, and I still believe that is a possibility. However, this is going to be a tough spot for them, not because they don't have more talent than Fresno or they're not better than Fresno. It's about situations. This is a textbook sandwich game for USC. Last week, they go to Stanford and win 41-28 and covering as a single-digit favorite there. That was their Pac-12 opener. And next week, they have a Pac-12 contest against Oregon State, who's off to a 2-0 start as well. In between, they're playing a 1-1 Fresno team whose only win has come versus an FBS opponent. And this is a proverbial letdown spot in the sandwich game. Also, USC in their 2-0 start has benefited from a +8 turnover differential. They forced 8 turnovers, didn't commit any of their own, and that certainly will go a long way in ringing up some high scores as well as covering spreads, in which they did on both occasions in their first 2 games. Fresno State, on the other hand, despite their 1-1 record, has not turned the ball over yet this year.
Oh, wow.
And a key component to that, Ron, is quarterback Jake Haener, a 5th-year senior. This kid is he's going to be playing on Sunday somewhere, at least as a backup or a practice squad player in the NFL. Why do I say that? Well, look at his first 2 games, 65 out of 87 passing, which is 74.7%, 737 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And it's no fluke because in his career at Fresno, this guy's thrown for 51 touchdown passes against 15 interceptions while completing 67% of his passes since he's been the starting quarterback there. So Fresno, too, I mean, I mentioned they're 1-1. really tough loss against previously mentioned Oregon State last week. They had a 3-point lead with 3 seconds to go. Oregon State had the ball on the 3-yard line of Fresno. They lined up to kick a field goal. Fresno State decided to call timeout. And during the timeout, Oregon State switched philosophies and went for the win, scores on the last play of the game. So a real tough loss by 3. I just think, the sandwich game theory and Fresno State being a quality group of 5 team with a pretty good quarterback will do enough to stay inside this number. When you have a quarterback who could throw like that, Ron, I like to steal a boxing adage and say you always have a puncher's chance, meaning that even if you fall behind by a few touchdowns, this guy could keep you in the game and backdoor a cover for you. So I'm not counting on that. I just think it will be a lot closer game than USC fans are comfortable with.
Yeah, and having a 5th-year senior quarterback in college football is huge, right?
Yeah.
Not coming in as a sophomore, or sophomore jinx if they have it, and just still trying to get into the league and try to understand the league. Like, you got a senior veteran leadership core. Like, I know from coaching quarterbacks, and when I was at the University of Ottawa, we had a senior quarterback there. And when you have a senior quarterback and he knows what he's doing, and he's basically another coach out there. And speaking of coach, Tedford, was it Tedford? Jeff Tedford?
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah, good, a 65 win percentage. So you're saying that Fresno plus, so was it 12 and a half?
Plus, I had him at 12 yesterday. I failed to look at the line this morning, but as a double-digit dog, somewhere around 12.
Yeah, no, I like that. And if he doesn't work out in the CFL, we can always use him, the quarterback here in Ottawa.
Yeah,
no doubt. Hey, one thing
he would be other than the fact that he's really not a dual threat, Ron. He's more of a prototypical drop back passer. He would be a great fit in the CFL.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's change it up, Ross. Let's go to the National Football League, and we're going to talk about the game, probably the game of the week, between the Miami Dolphins going to Baltimore, take on the Ravens. Tua, a lot of you can be on the fence with Tua, right? And the thing, you look at these quarterbacks now that come from Alabama, they're starting to really come into their own in the league, right? I think of Jalen Hurts. Yeah. I think of Tua. But then you think of a lot of other quarterbacks like Marcus Mariota. Who else? There was another one I wanted to talk about.
Marcus Mariota went to Oregon.
Yeah, well, okay. So I'm not. Yeah, now I'm just going off. Like I'm talking about close to that draft. Like those two are from Alabama. Mariota and what's the other? Justin Fields at Ohio State. These are the next up and coming quarterbacks, right? So when I'm looking at these quarterbacks come up, the guys from Alabama, the one thing I always look at the pedigree and if they win, right? No matter where you go, do you win where you go? And sometimes you go to a program where like the kid in Marshall, is it Wells right now?
Yeah, he transferred though, right?
Oh, did he transfer? Okay,
yeah, he did. He transferred. I can't recall where he went, but he transferred out.
He was a quarterback I had on my radar too, saying this kid's going to play on Sundays.
Yeah,
good quarterback. But going to the Baltimore Miami Dolphins game, what angle are you looking at here? Like how you think this one plays out?
The John Harbaugh factor always comes into play with me whenever I look at the Baltimore Ravens, whether it be positive or negative. In this case, positive. Look, Harbaugh's been the head coach there since 2018. And in home openers, Baltimore's gone 12-2 straight up and 10-4 against the spread in those situations. And that includes 6-0 straight up in ATS if they were a favorite of 2.5 to 9.5 points, which they are right now. I believe they're at 3.5. During the Harbaugh era as well, Ron, since 2008, the Ravens have gone 54-17 straight up in non-division home games. That's during regular season action. And that includes 13-7 against the spread as a favorite of 4.5 or less. Miami, on the other hand, 1-9 straight up and 3-7 against the spread is a non-division away dog of 12 or less versus an opponent coming off a straight up win. So the trends seem to favor Baltimore heavily in this spot. I know a lot of people are high on Miami, and I understand why. They have some dangerous offensive skill position players. The jury is still out on Tua in as far as I'm concerned. He's not terrible, Ron, but I
Yep.
don't know if he's going to be able to get you to the promised land. And if you saw this week, Sean Payton in one of his interviews, the former coach of the New Orleans Saints, who knows a little bit about quarterbacks and offense, he predicts that Tua will be the first starting quarterback to get pulled in favor of the backup. So Teddy Bridgewater is their backup, by the way, and he's a proven winner as well. And then I look at the coaching matchup. Mike McDaniel, he could end up being a Hall of Fame head coach for all I know. But all I know, too, is it's just his second game as a head coach, his first on the road. I give Harbaugh an edge there. And when you're choosing between the two starting quarterbacks here of Tua versus Lamar, I take Lamar hands down every time. Edge Baltimore in those two facets, head coach and starting quarterback. As a result, I'm going to have a small lean here toward the Baltimore Ravens, -3.5. I would highly suggest, folks, to buy this down to 3. It's going to cost you a premium price to do so. But remember, the juice only counts when you lose. So Baltimore -3.5, buy them to 3 over Miami.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ross. I'm all there too. They're 8-2 in the last 10 against Miami, 9-1 against the point spread. I love that pick. And you're right. Baltimore is just one of those places that is tough to play. It's like Pittsburgh. It's just Seattle. So, especially when the Ray Lewis years and all, Ed Reed, just Baltimore is just a tough venue to go in there and try to get a win. And I agree 100% with you, Ross. I love that.
Miami's got Buffalo on deck, so, at home next week. So I'm not saying that you're going to be looking ahead, but you can't help but think that that's somewhere lingering in their mind that they'll get a chance and crack at the Bills at home in that situation. So
those look ahead spots. I know they're more more of an impact in college, but in the pros too, right? There's like when you're playing small factor, but but it counts. All right, I'm just looking at the bullpen right here, Ross, and people are saying good morning. Pierre de Rabajo, one of our Ramblers and Gamblers. He used to play with Idaho, I think the Vandals, and he says morning all, just in time for boss talk. He calls it boss talk.
Well, awesome. Thank you for the kind words. And thank you for listening in.
Gloria K's morning. How's Arizona this year will be like the Atlanta Falcons post Super Bowl versus Patriots. Eddie's in the house. Good morning, guys. I think Vikings will be a good ATS team this season. They've had the talent, but lacked a good leader. Zimmer was a hindrance. Some younger guys who are less set in their ways coaching them now.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Vikings got a tremendous offense. I mean, everybody throws dirt at Kirk Cousins because, he can't win on Monday night, which he's since rectified. He loses big games. But at the end of the day, you look at his overall numbers, Ron, they're pretty good. And
you like that?
Wide receivers like Justin Jefferson and Thielen and a good tight end and a running back like Delvin Cook. And, you could do some damage offensively with that team. My big question mark with Minnesota will be their defense.
Yeah, the defense.
I mean, they played tremendous Green Bay, but that's a Green Bay team that
Oh, you there, Ross?
there.
Oh, you there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here twice.
Yeah, it did it again last week. I see it full time. Hang on.
Ron, the people could only take one of me. You put 2 of me up your there we go.
There we go. All right, I'm back. I changed the software. You know me.
I'll send that video to my wife with 2 of me up there, and really give her anxiety level will really go up.
Yeah, that's funny. But going back to the Vikings, we talked about venues, right? That's a tough venue too.
Absolutely.
Nope. Man, let me see here. I'm back.
I mean, again, look, we've seen this. I mean, I just asked your opinion too. Green Bay, they looked terrible last week. There was definitely a disconnect between Rodgers and his receivers. The one rookie dropped a bomb for a touchdown where he was wide open. But be careful with Green Bay. Don't write them off yet because we've seen this act before. And don't forget, the Green Bay Packers since 2018 are 11-0 straight up in ATS in regular season games following a loss.
Yeah, and you got a veteran quarterback who's it's not his first barbecue,
No.
but the first thing out of his mouth is be patient because
Yeah.
I was listening to some of the other shows on the net, and
They
they're
got
talking
whacked
about,
last year in their season opener too,
yeah,
right?
exactly, right.
Yeah.
But but who's to me? I look at the offensive weapons. He's gonna have to spread the ball around, but he doesn't have that big playmaker guy that he had last year in Devontae Adams,
Well,
right?
not a lot of people have a playmaker the caliber of Devontae
Yeah.
Adams. You're right, and he's hard to you can't replace him. You're just hoping collectively these guys could do something. And again, I wouldn't write him off. Look,
Oh no,
I know. I mean, Randall Cobb is a veteran. Sammy Watkins is a veteran, but look, they're on the downside of their career, right?
yeah.
I think anybody would agree to that. But these kids, the rookies they got, the young receivers are the ones that are going to have to step up because how many times have we seen in the past, Ron, where Aaron Rodgers makes a no-name receiver all of a sudden viable? You know what I mean?
A big name.
Yeah, and they go elsewhere, and they never live up to the numbers they put up in Green Bay. So
Yeah, and we talked about power ratings, and this is you can't let one game, like you said, 4 games. I would give him 4 games, and keep in mind, Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers combination have a winning percentage of 71% combined.
Yeah.
So and LaFleur falls into that young coaches coming up. Like Bill Walsh had his tree. I don't know who Matt LaFleur's who he learned off, but I look at all these new young coaches right now. I think of McDermott, McVay, LaFleur, Sirianni in Philadelphia. These are the up and coming coaches, and when you have a winning percentage of 75% of winning your National Football League games, one game don't let one game get you down, right?
How about Mike McDaniel from Miami? Did you see this guy?
The accountant.
He does not look like a football coach. That guy looks like a professor at a junior college, a science professor. I mean, skinny, and anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there because I know you get a kick out of things like this.
He looks like my accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Mad scientist, right? So like a lot of the game now.
I'm not taking anything away because he's a brilliant offensive mind and he's got some tools to work with, but he's still a first-year head coach. So something to keep an eye on going forward in terms of a possible head coach you want to put on that list you just reeled off, Ron.
Yeah. One of the guys are saying here, okay, I like the coach quarterback combo, which teams have better clock management. Yeah, clock management wasn't too good this Monday night. Nathaniel Hackett, another good young coach.
What did I tell you about Nathaniel Hackett? First of all, Denver, I had Seattle, by the way, on Monday. Did you?
I had
to. You did.
Yeah.
All right, so another outright dog winner from two brilliant minds. Boy, easy for me to say, right, Ron? Anyway, what were we talking about?
So clock management with Nathaniel Hackett.
Nathaniel Hackett. I said last week, and I'll say it again. Denver is overvalued. Too much value being put on Russell Wilson. He doesn't have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Nobody close to that on the Denver roster in terms of wide receivers. And Nathaniel Hackett's a bonehead. He was a bonehead when he was an offensive coordinator in Buffalo. And boy, oh boy, did I look prophetic last week. What was he thinking about? How much money did you pay Russell Wilson to be your quarterback, Ron? How much? I don't know. Billions of dollars?
I was wondering where you got.
But anyway, how do you not trust Russell Wilson on 4th and 5 instead of kicking a 64-yard field goal when the last play you ran, there's still 40 seconds left on the clock?
Yeah.
And then he's running out to call timeouts on the kneel downs like it's a brilliant strategy. Give me a break. We're going to be a disaster as long as Nathaniel Hackett's there. So
you're fired up here on a Thursday today.
I just like that. It's just I don't understand these teams. I mean, how do you make a hire like that? Anyway,
I was wondering where you were.
A great offensive coordinator, for crying out loud. That was his forte.
As soon as you mentioned Buffalo Bills, I said, okay, there's where it all started.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, the only one who kept him under wrap, Marone actually used to put constraints on him, what he said in the press conferences, because he was so off his rocker at times.
All right. Let me see here. Rogers
How
looked
do you
like an
really
old
feel,
man.
right, Ron?
John Presco says Rogers looked like an
What's that?
Rogers. Hey, Rogers looked like an old man with no country, says John Presco.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks the Titans are getting crushed next Monday against Tennessee. You know what? Again, another situation where last week the Ryan Tannehill didn't use all his weapons on offense. He kept looking for Phillips, the receiver. And Derrick Henry didn't have a great game, but Buffalo is a great football team. I know they proved it on the Thursday night last week, but plus 10, I think that's way too much number.
Yeah, it opened at 7.5 and quickly went to 10. And again, I'm not saying that Tennessee is the play, but I'm saying that you got to be careful between week 1 and week 2 about overreacting to what you saw the week before. And do I think that move of 7.5 to 10 is an overreaction? Partly because Buffalo was on national TV and they beat the world champions. They didn't beat them; they kicked their ass. So in Tennessee loses to the Giants. It's not that easy, right, Ron? We both know that. And Tennessee's had their number. They beat them the last 2 years. Real exciting game last year when Josh Allen slipped on that quarterback sneak on a 4.5 yard to go with about a minute to play when they passed up a field goal and went for the first down and a possible winning touchdown. But hey, Derrick Henry has really owned the Bills defense. The problem is going to be with Tennessee is this. If they fall behind in games, especially by more than one score, and have to abandon a running game, I don't like their tight ends or their wide receivers.
Yeah, losing A.J.
They
Brown
don't
too.
scare you vertically. You know what I mean?
Losing A.J. Brown doesn't help the cause either. So
and
who's
then
your
the other
replacement?
kid they had a couple years ago, the tight end that's now with New England, Jonas, whatever his name was. He was good. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
Julio
see.
Jones didn't work out. No, a lot of things didn't work out with the.
They got embarrassed last week. And one of the best head coaches in the NFL that nobody talks about is Mike Vrabel. He just gets it done there. They never looked sexy. You know what I mean? Smash mouth football, Ron. Discipline. They don't beat themselves. Last week was sort of a shocker to a lot of people, but
did he get out coached? Brian Dable out coached him at half?
Yeah, well,
to me, here's the thing: when we coach football, at halftime is when you make your adjustments.
Yeah,
and I think the halftime adjustments that the Giants made compared to Tennessee was the difference in the game. No one talks about that. I think Brian Dable's adjustments were better than Vrabel's because if you watch that game, the Titans were in total control.
Yeah,
nothing was working for the Giants.
Nothing.
And then the second half, all of a sudden,
Daniel
Jones started like Aaron Rodgers.
65-yard run. I don't know if that's a head coaching adjustment there. That's just a great play by a great back. But
great call. Ron. Inside run. They kept going between the tackles. They kept running. I think it was some type of power play. The power. They just kept running between the tackles. And I said, every time they run through the B gap, they're always getting like 5-10 yards. So
how about Dable ripping into Daniel Jones too? I mean,
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
And you know what? He's done that with Josh Allen. Look how he turned out. So, I mean, we're Buffalo guys, right, Ron? We've seen this act before where Buffalo doesn't look good offensively in the first half and Dable makes adjustments and lo and behold, they turn it around. So that NFC East, Ron, not Dallas without Dak Prescott. Yeah, Philadelphia looks good, okay? They run the ball tremendous, but they still gave up 35 points to a below average Detroit team. And then the Washington Commanders. I mean, they should have lost last week against Jacksonville. They got outgained by like 96 yards. Yep. So that division there, it's not out of the realm of possibility the Giants can stay in contention in that division throughout the season.
Oh, absolutely. With no Dak Prescott, and it all depends how it plays out in Philly, right?
Yeah.
To me, Philly, the offense is that RPO, the run pass option with Jalen Hurts. If teams don't find a way to stop, third down and short, and they run that RPO, it's a deadly weapon to have.
How about Jalen Hurts? I like that kid, Ron. I mean, Look, all he did was win at Alabama. Then he went to Oklahoma because he lost his job to Tua, and when at Oklahoma he got them to the college football playoff as well. So I mean, look, sometimes the measurables don't speak volumes about the quarterback itself. Some guys just have that it factor, and I think Jalen Hurts has that it factor.
Yeah.
He's not going to wow you, but he gets it done.
Hey, back in the day, quarterback U was like USC. When did Alabama become quarterback U?
Yeah. Well,
Used to be,
they've had some pretty good ones in recent years. That's for sure.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. All right. Lawrence, the Sola says, Ross, you are a great handicapper. Love your insight. Thanks. So you got a big fan.
Thank you very
right there.
much, sir. I really, really appreciate that. And it's refreshing because I could win 10, as Ron knows, I could win 10 in a row on free pick videos. When I lose that 11th game, there's always those wise guys out there that just need to hate somebody, the guys who don't believe anybody else can win because they've never had the ability to do so, yet they won't pay you,
Yeah.
So.
Life's too short to be like that. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the,
man.
Enjoy life, right? That's the one thing. Hey, Ross, if people want to get in touch with you this weekend and get those college football picks and NFL football picks, where can they do that?
They could do it at my website, which is rbwins.com. Also at Ron's site, atsstats.com. Same picks I'm putting up at my site, I put up at Ron's site, and some sales last week. I really appreciate it, folks. It was very, very encouraging considering I just started posting at Ron's site last week. At my site too, folks, rbwins.com. I guarantee all my daily packages, whether it be a single game or multi-game package, if you don't win, you don't make a profit. I don't give you your money back, but I replace that money in your account so you can use it toward any future purchases. So if you buy a $60 3-game package and you go 1 and 2, you're going to get $60 back into your account. The ideology behind that is, hey, I want you to stick around, and I got very much confidence in my ability to win. And if you keep going to the well, you're going to end up being a winner. So rbwins.com. And also check out, I have some packages up at Ron's site. My NFL season package is $500. My college football season package is $500. And if you want both together, I don't have that posted because our admin area doesn't give me the ability to do so. But if you call Ron, I'll give it to you for $750. So
Perfect.
Or get a hold of Ron. Ron will ring up your card for $750. We'll give you college football and NFL the rest of the way.
Awesome. Hey, that's great customer service. Anytime you give a package like that, if you don't win, you get the next credit next week. That's called great customer service right there.
Yeah.
All right, Ross. Hey,
Thank
buddy, you have yourself a great weekend, and
Ron, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. As much as it's, I'm tired at this point of the week, and you get the feeling.
Oh yeah,
it's always uplifting to talk to my buddy in Canada, and look forward to next week as well, Ron.
Awesome. Thanks, Ross. Thanks for doing this, buddy.
Take care, buddy.
All right, you have a great weekend, folks. That's Ross Benjamin. You can find him each and every Thursday right here at the website. And Ross gave us a lot to chew on there. He was fired up today. Ross was pretty fired up today. Let me just go back over here, and let me do this, and let me go right there, and let me see if I got this right. Just bear with me a few minutes here, everybody. And there we go. What do you think of that segment? Hey, Ross brought his A game today to the Raymond Report. He was fired up. Love it. Hey, it's always good to get a fired up Ross Benjamin because he brings his A game, right? But you know what? Ross made a lot of great points today. And he likes Fresno plus the points, and he likes Baltimore, the Ravens. And again, if you want to get Ross's picks this weekend, go to the website, go to picks, go to Ross Benjamin down here. And when you click on it, you can just click on this right here, Ross's Benjamin picks today. And then you'll see Ross's pick, and you want to see his last 25 picks. You can view them right here. Just scroll down, and all of Ross's picks are there. And there's his packages right here. All right, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. All right, let's take a look at the Major League Baseball for today, Thursday, September 15th, a full Friday. You guys still with me out there in the bullpen? I know it's getting pretty quiet there. I don't see much chatting right there, but hopefully you guys are still sticking around. And let's go to the daily VPP. And let's see what we got going here today in Major League Baseball. And what I do in this segment is I'll let you know which game I'm going to be looking at the handicap. So I call it the circled games. These are games that I'm going to circle the handicap, and we'll kick it off with the White Sox taking on, let me see right here. Let me go to my lineup. You got the White Sox taking on Cleveland, the Guardians. You got Lance Lynn against Hunter Gaddis going today for the Guardians. This is a 1:10 Eastern first pitch. And let's take a look at the numbers. I like this. So you got two B-type teams in the Raymond report. And then we got, let me see here, chance of winning 1.5. Chicago on the road this year, 38-33. Cleveland, yeah, a little surprise. Not a great home record, 36-30. Still good, though. Still winning. Against B-type teams, 28-26. Chicago, 25-18. Bullish 10 days. You got two teams that are bullish. The line value, though, favors the White Sox. So I think the White Sox might be the play here today. Tampa Bay is now a bearish team. Look at that. They turned into a bear. And Toronto minus 135 today going for the Blue Jays. You got Kevin Gausman up against Shane McClanahan, the lefty. Remember, he was out with a shoulder contusion, I think they said, or he had a shoulder injury, right? He had the shoulder, let me see, McClanahan was activated, shoulder injury, yeah. But he's back at it today. So I never like to take pitchers coming off, like, say, arm or shoulder injury. I like to see, did he get an assignment, though? Normally with these pitchers, they'll get a one-game assignment. And let me see if he got in a one-game assignment. His last pitch, no, I don't see it right here. So, you know what? I think he went right from the injury list right to the starting rotation. So, yeah, I don't see that he went to no, normally they'll send him down for one game, but I don't see it right here. Toronto minus 135. I don't know. Gausman lately doesn't give me a lot of confidence. He wasn't like he was at the beginning. Let me take a look at his last couple of starts here. Actually, you know what? Yeah, not too bad. Where was it that he was a hiccup? No, his last three starts, yeah, pretty good, actually. Yeah, 3 wins the last 3 starts, but not a lot of innings. 5.1 innings. He's getting hit, though. 8 hits, 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 runs, 9 hits, 4 runs. So, yeah, he's getting hit a bit. He's getting tagged a bit. But at home this season, Gausman, ERA of 4.48, which is a bit high. 4-6 at the Sky Dome or the Rogers Center. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take Toronto here. Not feeling it. Philadelphia against Miami, minus 135. And going today for the Phillies, you got Noah Syndergaard against Pablo Lopez. I don't know what happened to Pablo. He was up for the Heisman, or not the Heisman, but the Cy Young at the beginning of the year. Remember Pablo Lopez at the beginning of the season? Hey, he lost 1 game in like 6 starts, and then he's been struggling ever since. This might be a play on the Phillies, so I'll probably look at the Phillies here today. Oakland taking on Houston. For the Astros today, you got, let me see here, Houston Astros, Lance McCullers Jr. up against James Caprielin. Houston, minus 330. We're not laying 330. You got Pittsburgh against the Mets. Yeah, Mets need to wake up here. Hey, Mets need to start taking this serious. Somebody needs to remind the Mets it's September now. Hey, knock, knock, who's there? September. Yeah, let's start playing the September baseball against these C-type teams, right? Minus 260. Carlos Carrasco going today. Hey, Carlos Carrasco minus 260, and you got a Mets on a losing streak. I think I'll pass. Kansas City against Minnesota. The Twinkies at home against Daniel Lynch, the lefty in Kansas City. Bundy going today for Minnesota, minus 165. I had 174 as the line. I'll probably ride the Twins here. Let me see here. Against C-type teams, 45-33. Kansas City against B-type teams, 23-33. Not a great record, but I'll probably lean towards Minnesota. Cincinnati, St. Louis. You got Chase Anderson going up against Miles Mikolas of the St. Louis Cardinals, 11-11 on the year. And looking at his last few starts, only 1 win last 4 starts. Not really, not too bad though. It was giving you innings. Since St. Louis should be the play right there. And the last one, the last game on the board, San Diego taking on Arizona. The Padres minus 165, going to send Sean Manaea to the hill. Yeah, Manaea has been struggling ever since he got over there. Only 1 win, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 win in the last 7 starts. Not a great. Maybe it might be a day you pass on baseball. To be honest, it might be one of those days. Or if you like the underdogs, right, go in the SBI. And yeah, so there you have it. Those are the 8 baseball games going today. Of all those games, I think the White Sox is the one I'd probably give it a little bit of thought. Okay, you got a Chicago White Sox team on a bullish ride right here. I think the White Sox is the play of the day. All right, let's get to the stat of the day. The stat of the day. Let's go over here. The 80% Club. We're talking about practice. Hey, we're talking about the 80% Club. And taking a Sam all shot on Phillies, says Isaiah. Small shot on the Phillies. And Marlins over 7.5, says Isaiah. Looking at KC to win every quarter tonight for Timmy Two Shoes. All right, let's get to the stats and trends. Trends are your friends, but they don't pay the rent. The over is 14-2 for the White Sox as a 140-160 road favorite when the total's 7.5 to 8.5 the last 2 years. Astros 17-3 as a home team coming off a 4-game win streak last 4 years. That's probably a mic drop right there. Let me see. We have another one here. The over is 15-3 for the White Sox as a 140. That's the same one as above, but the last 3 years. And the Padres 9-2 as a 160-180 home favorite coming off a loss in game 2 of the series. And we're going back to 1996. Any White Sox? I don't see any White Sox one here, eh? Nope, it's too bad. All right, so I think the Chicago White Sox will probably be my play of the day for Thursday, August 15. Don't forget, check out the front page today at atsstats.com, and let's see what the top plays are here. The top 3, Mets, San Diego, St. Louis, are your top option plays for a Thursday, September 15th. All right, there you have it. That is today's show in a nutshell. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. It was fun to talk to Ross the Boss Benjamin. Hey, you guys just gave him a new nickname. Hopefully he should use that and market it. Hey, Ross the Boss Benjamin has a good ring to it. All right, thanks for tuning into the show today, guys. Don't forget, if you enjoy the show, hit that like button. And if you want to subscribe to our channel, subscribe. And each time we go live on air, you'll get notified. And then hopefully you come meet all the other ramblers and gamblers into the bullpen right here at atsstats.com. All right, let's cue the music. There we go. Okay, you guys like this song? I love this song. It has a good beat to it, right? But anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and hope you guys have yourself a great rest of your day. I'll see you here tomorrow on a Football Friday, a friendly Football Friday. Have a good day, everybody. Cheers.